What's good, everybody? It's your boy T110E3 Blitz back at it again with another video. And today we have another tank review, this time being the T110E4's counterpart, the T110E3. Another tier 10 tech tree tank destroyer. Although it doesn't have a half turret this time, it is just a whole type of movement design. In other terms, you have solid frontal armor. You have maneuverability in order to get into the front line as well along with that. And if we were to take a look at the stats of the vehicle, you could see that the front of its hull is absolutely insane, having a combined 305 millimeters thickness on its frontal part of its armor. And to put that into a perspective against an XM66F, yeah, the majority of shots that you are going to tank are going to be auto ricochets on the vehicle. You have a very large upper plate right here, which only the lower plate right here is only visible within it in a spot like this, upwards of 230 to 240. However, the upper plate right here, upwards of 400 to 330 millimeters thick. And like we saw before with the E4, you had some cheeks right here on the upper portion right near the track wheels that were penetrations. With the E3 on the other hand, that's where it all changes. You can see that it's upwards of 320 millimeters thick in some cases as well. You also have cheeks on the upper portion right next to the gun mantlet, upwards of 330 to 380 millimeters thick, along with the giant gun mantlet upwards of 600 and 700 millimeters thick. Along with that, you have a very troll hatch, unlike the E4s, because you have a giant rectangular formed auto ricochet spot upwards of 301. The only time that you would be able to hit the hatches is if you try to sneak in some shots towards the sides of the hatch right here. When I load premium ammo for an XM66F, these cheeks right here on the bottom portion of its gun mantlet are going to be penetrations now that it has 312 millimeters thickness, and you are able to cut through that with any form of tank destroyers. The tank also carries 8 degrees of gun depression. From an angle like this, it's going to be an auto ricochets, and it brings the upper portion of right next to the gun mantlet up to where the cheeks become 350 to 400 millimeters thick. Still got that hatch on the roof, which is also going to be more thick than it was on flat ground, now having upwards of 380 to 350 millimeters thick. It's really not going to make much of a difference when running premium ammo, because although you do have the cheeks right here that are still visible, but still it's going to be a little bit more thick, upwards of 324. And then you have the side of the vehicle. The upper portion of the side of the tank is actually pretty solid, upwards of 150. The same thing with the hatch as well, upwards of 206 to 150 millimeters thick. And then, of course, you have underneath the track wheels right here, upwards of 55, and then the engine deck, upwards of 76. When I load that HE damage, you could see, surprisingly enough, that the sides of the tank are too thick to be cut through with HEs. So the only spot that you're going to have to try to hit is the underside of the track wheels right here, upwards of 62 millimeters thick, along with a really large rear end right here, upwards of 45. And then here's the rear of the vehicle. You got a very thick back portion of the tank, upwards of 80 to 78 and 107 millimeters thick. But of course, similar to the E4, you have the engine deck upwards of 38, along with the back end of the rear, upwards of 48. But the thing the E4 doesn't have in terms of the E3 is a very troll underside, having upwards of 100 to 120 millimeters thick. And some of the other stats for the E3, you have a damage per minute factor of 2,850 combined with a 14.31 second reload time. Average penetration wise, because I'm running gun rammer on this thing and have a reduced reload time, the pen factors are still going to be up there. So you have standard ammo upwards of 285, with your premium upwards of 375, and high explosive upwards of 90. And then average damage, you can see that it is better than the E4 in many factors, with the AP upwards of 680, the premium upwards of 580, and the high explosive upwards of 1020. The aiming time factors when it comes to this tank, it's okay. It's what you would expect pretty much for a tank destroyer like this. 4.4 seconds on the aiming time with a 0.310 dispersion. Maneuverability-wise, the tank has a top speed of 34 kilometers per hour with a terrible, as always, 10 in reverse, with the power to weight of 13.7 and a whole turn rate of 33.60. One of the other factors that I necessarily love for the E3 is the fact that you have a mechanic specifically to help you move faster and back into cover more quickly, and this is called improved engine power boost. So let's see what it does. Plus 40% to engine power, plus 5% to turn rate, plus 5 kilometers per hour to maximum speed forward, and my favorite part, plus 10 kilometers to maximum reverse speed. Oh my goodness. And here we are in battle number 1. Let's see what they got up against us in terms of tank destroyers. A 268 along with a 268 version 4 and a tortoise. So let's see. I'm going to make my way over towards the right side over here. I do not want to use that super speed boost just yet. That's preferably what I would like to call it. So make our way over towards the right side. See if I could try to help out my medium, spot out some of the others that are trying to cross up here. Alright, and now I want to use my 8 degrees of gun depression to my advantage. So I'm just going to poke over this ridge line over towards this side. And moving. Oh, there is that STB off to the side right over here. Alright, let's see if we want to get a shell into him. So we're going to be pointing downwards right here. We got the STB moving on up. There he is. Oh, not able to get a shell into him at the moment. There we go. And we were able to hit his engine deck and do 800 damage to his vehicle. That is a pretty solid first shot, if I'm not going to be mistaken. That STB is probably going to continue to poke on up. I am not sure. We got the Caro off to the side as well. So let's see. We're going to use our gun depression to our advantage and see if we can get a shell into his tank. There we go. Nice shot for 750. Alright, now is the time where we want to use our engine boost. Look at that. You can reverse at 19 kilometers per hour in this thing, which is insane. There's the STB off to the side. There we go. Nice shot into his tank for 588. We are actually in a very good position right now, considering the fact that when used hold down, mediums are going to have a very hard time of trying to pen you. Like I said, 305 millimeters thickness of frontal armor is absolutely insane. Alright, so what we're going to do, continue to make our way forward. Alright, we got a 777 trying to rush in behind us, but we got a 268 off to the side as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my way upwards over towards here, see if I can get some shells into the enemy 268. Oh, he is trying to run away at the moment, which is not ideal. Alright, and they got the 268 version 4 rushing behind us. Let's see, are we able to spot him? Unfortunately, we are not. So we're going to continue to move onward. Alright, it looks like he is turning back in the process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my solid gun depression. Oh, he did end up shooting. So let's see if we can get a shell into him. We got the tortoise as well. Oh, we're going to aim in on the tortoise right there. Nice shot for 687. And we get a bounce off the tortoise, which it looks like that he is running the stock gun. All right, so we're going to aim in on the tortoise once again. Use my solid armor hold down. And we cleared the tortoise. Nice. All right. We're going to continue to move on upwards towards the 268. See if we can get a clear into him. 907 is going to get another shot. Oh, he manages to bounce it. And we are able to get the clear on him. The 268 version 4 is going to try to tunnel us to the best of his ability. So what I'm going to do, angle my tank like this so he doesn't hit me. That's good. We're going to stay in a hold down spot right here and see if we can get some shells into the enemy 268 version 4 right over here. All right, moving on forward. Alright, hello there, Mr. 268 version 4. I know you would like to get a shell into me, would you? Oh, we're gonna aim in on his tank. Oh, that's one of the downsides to the E3, I'm sorry about that. It's the fact that you don't really have an accurate gun. Alright, so it looks like it's just 2 of us remaining. So what I'm gonna do, aim in again on the 268 version 4. Alright, come on. let's use my gun depression to the best of my advantage. Just goes right into his gun mantlet. Unfortunate. All right, we're going to stay in the spot right here. Make sure that he doesn't clear my standard B. We got the ISA off to the side as well, which is not ideal. All right, it looks like there's another tank that's right behind us. All right, we're going to aim it on the 26A version 4 once again. There we go. Nice shot into him. We do get a bounce off him, so what I'm going to do, activate my engine boost right over here. Get right in behind the spot right here. So these guys will have a hard time penning us. Oh, that 26A version 4 is coming in there. He does get a clear into him, but I'm going to see if I can get a clear into the 777 right there. Oh, we got the IS-8 moving on in as well. Able to get a nice shot into him. We're just going to continue to back on up. All right, that 26A version 4 is going to try to tunnel us. All right, 777 is moving downwards. All right, we're able to get a bounce off of him. All right, let's aim in on you. Get a nice shot for 575. Continue to wiggle our tank. There we go. We got another bounce off the Object 26A version 4. All right, I don't want this guy to kill me, so we are just going to continue to make our way forward. And we get a nice clear into him. Now what we're going to do is back on up like this. Make sure the IS-8 has trouble penning me during the process. Oh, we are in a tight spot. All right, we're going to give this guy a nice face hug right here. There we go. Nice shot into him for 665. We're going to continue to give this guy a face hug so he has trouble penning us. All right. Continue onward to face hug him. And there we go. Another nice shot into his tank. Unfortunately, he does clear us, but holy cow, what a game this was in this tank. Wow. All right, let's see the stats right afterwards. 7,800 damage, bro. Holy cow. Wow. That is the most amount of damage that I have ever done in this game, period. Wow. And we were able to pull an ace off of that, destroying 3 in the process and blocking 2870 damage. Unfortunately, I would feel bad for my team on this one. Holy smokes. And here we are in battle number 2. Looks like they have a Yag and a Contra Caro in terms of tank destroyers. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do... Let's see, we have a Badger and an XM66F in terms of tank destroyers on our team. So what I'm going to do, make my way over towards this side and see if I can help the Object 84 to the best of my ability. Oh, is he going to move on upwards? It looks like he is. Okay. I don't know what you're doing, bro. All right. So me and the Badger are just going to go ahead and follow him, see where he ends up going. Probably over towards this spot so we could try to peck off some of the other tanks right here. I assume so. Yep, it seems to be the case. All right. So let's see. Just going to poke on up right over here. Not able to see that Type 71 at the moment. So what I want to do is I just want to go on up here. See if I can get some shells into some of the enemies. We already have a tank that's cleared. Oh, we got that Type 71. Let's see if we can aim a shot onto him. Unfortunate, the wall was in the way. I knew it anyways. Well, it looks like the Leopard tried to get a shell into me, but it seemed to not have worked. So, alright. Let's continue to move on forward then. Alright. We got that Leopard 1 over towards the side, along with the Contra Caro out in the open. Alright, so we're going to aim in a shell onto him. Okay, Badger. There we go. Nice shot for 706 into his tank. Alright, and it looks like that Leopard is going to try to move on up towards us, which is not ideal. Oh, we did end up getting a bounce, it looks like, from the Type 71. Oh, and it looks like our Object 84 also gets cleared in the process. So there we go. Nice shot into the Leopard. He does end up getting a bounce on me. He tried to hit my hatch, but like I said, this hatch is extremely troll. Alright, we're going to continue onward and see if we can get more shells into some of these enemies. We're going to activate... Oh, we got that Yag. That looks like he's going to poke on upwards. Oh, so we're going to aim in on him. Yep, he is. Nice shot into him for 581. We're going to stay put right here because it looks like... Oh, are we going to able to spot that Yag once again? All right, aiming on in for 3, 2, 1. Oh, he is turning his side. He does end up spotting us. There's a nice max roll for 725, and we end up getting another bounce in the process. Nice. All right. We're going to aim in on the Yag once again, see if we could sneak a shot. Oh, he is turning his side. Oh, he angled at the last moment. Unfortunate. All right, we got that T92E1 trying to push up on my Badger right there. So, I could care less because the T92 does seem to be a bigger threat. Oh, nope, he gets cleared in the process. Nice. All right, so let's see. Oh, we got the Type 71 that looks like he's going to move on up too. And the Yag is over here as well. All right, let's see if we can get another shot into the Yag. Oh, 801 roll. Nice. All right, we're going to aim on in once again, see if we can get a clear into one of these enemies right here. We got that Type 71 that's out in the open. Come on, aiming. Oh, he is dead. So we're just going to finish off the Yag. And there we go. Unfortunately, it wasn't like the first game, which was absolutely insane. But it was a pretty solid game in the aftermath of that battle. All right, let's see what we did. 3485, we were able to block 1460, kill one, and get a third class in the process. We were not able to do top on the team, but hey, I can't complain about that. It was a pretty solid game. Now, some of y'all might be asking, would you take the E3 over the E4? Absolutely not. Although I still do love the tank in general because you have more thickness of frontal armor than the E4 does, but you don't really have DPM factors like the E4, and you have the speed boost mechanic, or the ultra speed boost mechanic, in order to make it to the front line and back into cover without a hassle. Hopefully you guys did end up enjoying today's video, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to turn on those bell notifications so you'll be notified whenever I upload any new videos, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.